Hello, I'm Stephen Widener, and my partner is Diego, and we are for the abolition of the death penalty. I would like to make several remarks on why it should be abolished. For one, there is a worldwide trend towards the abolition of the death penalty. Kira San-Giorgio of the International Review of Law states that the worldwide trend towards abolition of the death penalty is unmistakable, and with 139 countries now abolitionist in law or practice, and less than half of the 58 intentionist countries regularly executing. While the figures on the use of the death penalty constantly point to an overall decline in its use, an assessment of how this punishment is imposed and applied indicates that governments fail to respect minimum safeguards established to prevent the arbitrary deprivation of life. My second point that I would like to make is if society rejects murder, then it should not be used as a punishment in its legal system. I have a statement from a testimony by Vicky A. Schreiber, and in this statement she says, "No one should infer from our opposition to the death penalty that we did not want Shannon's murderer caught and prosecuted and put away for the remainder of his life. We believe he is where he belongs today, and he serves his prison sentence. And we rest assured that he will never again perpetrate his sort of crime on any other young woman. But killing this man would not bring our daughter back. And it was very clear to us that killing him would have been partly dependent on our complicity in having it done. Had we bent to this natural inclination, however, it would have put us on essentially the same footing as the murderer himself, willing to take someone else's life to satisfy our own ends. That was a posture we were not willing to assume." So this shows that putting them in prison with life without parole is just the same as murdering them. And it is actually a better form because it doesn't put the victims' families on the same level as the murderer himself. Next, I would like to point out that the death penalty allows no second chances if the defendant is found innocent after his execution. Kathleen Rupp of Georgetown University Law Center researched this and came up with someone that was found innocent and was executed. In 1992, Dorenda Brokowski and her fellow jurors found Todd Willingham guilty of setting a fire that killed his children and sentenced him to death. Willingham was executed by the state of Texas in 2004. However, newfound evidence suggests that he may have been innocent. Upon learning of the existence of possibly exonerating evidence, Brokowski remarked, "I don't like the fact now that maybe this man was executed by our Lord, and I don't like the fact that I may have to face my God and explain what I did." And finally, I would like to say that society should practice the principle of goodness, because good begets good and evil begets evil. The House of Representatives states that, so returning to our theme, if there is a limit of retribution, the principle of goodness draws it prior to the death penalty, not after, simply because comparisons of the numbers of wrongly executed versus repeating murders do not have the persuasive effect that they do in consequentialist ethics, that there are any wrongly executed cannot be sidestepped simply by numbers. Firstly, it is final and cannot be corrected. And secondly, the wrongly executed are deliberately killed by us, meaning society, whereas we do not commit the murders of those who kill again. It is inconsistent to commute all death sentences and prevent those who really are killers from killing again. But it is not inconsistent to commute all death sentences and attempt to prevent killers killing again. And that is all that a principle concerning mental states requires. And that is why we support the abolition of the death penalty.